Hi, everybody. Today we are talking about discussion-based protocols. I'm Christy Kuhn. I'm a program director at the Consortium for Public Education. Protocols are primarily in the testing phase. We're presenting our ideas, products, or processes, and we're testing these ideas and asking for feedback. Now, let's talk about discussion-based protocols. I'm going to review these three methods. So remember, protocols are much more structured, which is helpful for discussion, but can feel a little awkward for participants, especially at first. So you just have to remind folks to lean into the process and be okay with feeling a little awkward. I like to tell people to just simmer in the awkward soup for a bit. So these protocols are all timed and standardized. It's helpful to fully review the process with participants before beginning and perhaps even model how it will work. Statement starters are key for people with these protocols. It helps with the awkward soup. And the benefit to these structures is that they encourage concise and clear thinking, and people can share more detailed and nuanced feedback. Let's start with the modified address and impress. We already talked about how this method can be used independently, but if you modify it some by providing more structure, then it can become discussion-based. And don't forget, you can modify the timing or the title of this to fit your participants' needs. So we suggest using these time limits. For this process, you allow the presenter to share about their idea for 7 minutes. During this time, their partner or partners should only be listening and taking notes. They should not be asking questions or interrupting the presenter. Next, the folks who are going to provide feedback should take a few minutes to ask clarifying questions to the presenter. But these questions should be fact-based, not opinion-based. Not, why are you passionate about this and how do you think it will work, but which students are you planning to use this with? Can you clarify the timing for me? Those types of questions. The final few minutes should be spent with the partner, providing the balanced feedback of impressed by and could you address, while the partner is silent. That is often hard for folks, but just keep reminding everyone of the expectations. Now, the challenge protocol is highly structured and the most awkward soup of them all. But we also find that the feedback provided from this protocol is the most useful for participants. Here you see time limits, like with the modified address and impress, but there are more phases. For this process, you allow the presenter to share about their idea briefly, just 3 minutes. Again, during this time, their partner or partners is only listening or taking notes. Next, the partner takes a few minutes to ask clarifying questions to the presenter. Again, fact-based questions. Think, what is your funding source? How big is this group? Then, the partner needs to take a minute to consider the process, idea, product that's been shared, and consider what they would like to challenge the presenter on. This part is silent, and that is often very hard for folks. Next, we go into the challenge phase. The challenge phase is not meant to tear down someone's idea. It is meant to provide thoughts that will push an idea further. That's why the statement starters are so important here, such as, my rule is not to praise, but to challenge, and what if, or you might want to consider. While the partner is sharing their challenges, the presenter should be silent. Again, this can be difficult, so keep reminding everyone of what is expected. And in the final phase, the presenter will react to what they heard. They should share how they think they might incorporate their partner's idea or a version of it, or just respond in general to the challenge that they heard. Our last discussion-based protocol is the charrette protocol. Now, this looks similar in format to the challenge protocol, but it has a different bend to it. The point of the charrette protocol is for an individual to present a specific problem that they are encountering in their idea or process, and then ask the group to take on this challenge. It asks us to transfer ownership of the product from the individual to the group and to trust in their collective knowledge and experience to solve the problem. So here you see very different time limits from the challenge protocol and slightly different phases. You also see group and not partner in the middle column. That is because this protocol really is best for a group discussion. To start this process, allow the presenter to share about the problem, challenge, or obstacle that they're facing in their design. Again, during this time, no one else is talking, only listening or taking notes. Next, the group takes a few minutes to ask clarifying questions. Now, these questions are intended to ensure the group fully understands the challenge at hand. They might ask, "What have you already tried?" Or "Why do you feel this has become an obstacle?" Next, we have that silent consider phase, where the group is taking some time to review what they've learned and consider the ideas. We want everyone to have time to think before they speak. Next, we have the consult phase, which is where the group discusses how they might solve this particular challenge. Again, the presenter is silent here, and that is very purposeful because we're asking the individual to trust that group, to transfer ownership to them. And then finally, in the last phase, the presenter can react to the group's ideas. So these are the 3 discussion-based protocols that we just learned about. The modified address and impress provides medium structure and allows for a little more free-flowing discussion. This one is a great introduction to discussion-based protocols. The challenge protocol is highly structured and provides a great process for pushing ideas and concepts further, while the charrette protocol is best for groups and allows an individual to get feedback on a specific problem that they are facing. Thank you.